This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Buying pants shouldn't take this much effort. Too many options, inconsistent sizing, and styles that don't work across your day. You want something comfortable, sharp, and reliable without guessing, returning, or buying 5 different pairs. That's why there's Jack Archer.
Ah, yes. JackArcher.com simplifies everything with the Jet Setter Tech Pant. One versatile pair designed to take you from work to weekend without missing a beat. Easy to wear, easy to style, and easy to shop for. The Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built for all-day comfort. They stretch, breathe, and hold their shape, giving you a consistent fit and polished look every time. Backed by thousands of 5-star reviews, they're the dependable pants you'll reach for daily.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
It's almost President's Day, and this year I've got a winning strategy for saving big. I'm skipping the phony sales and instead scoring everyday low prices on my favorite pieces from Bob's Discount Furniture. When I shop Bob's, I get more of what I love. More style, more storage, more comfort, more choices, even more years on that precious mattress warranty. All for a fraction of the cost of what you pay at other stores. So this President's Day weekend, stop in or shop online and see how much more you can save when you dare to compare at Bob's.
Weather.
Mostly sunny, breezy, and warm today in Wichita. If we can hit 72, it will tie the record high from 1898. South to southwest winds 15 to 25 and gusty. Becoming partly cloudy and mild overnight. Temperature down to 53. Partly cloudy, windy, and warm on Tuesday. A high in the low 70s. Mostly sunny, continued warm and breezy Wednesday. High 70. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Right now, the Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
Not everybody is, top end. Not everybody is Mahomes or Brady. You have to have quarterbacks that you can just trust. And that's what Sam Darnold will probably be the rest of his career. Yeah, he won that one, but, the defense carried him. Well, however he parses this out, he's still got a Super Bowl.
The Dan Patrick Show, middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Team USA is on a collision course with Team Canada in the men's hockey Olympic Games. The Americans beat Germany on Sunday 5-1. Austin Matthews scored 2 goals for Team USA. It's an impressive win, but Canada is a unit. They're a wagon. The Canadians beat the French 10-2. Tom Wilson fought a dude in the third period. I'm not even mad. It's more funny than anything. They're the bullies on the block. It's going to be an epic showdown when these two teams square off on that day.
Dude, you gotta hear this.
Go ahead. I think I want to hear this.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to be here with you. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee. Maybe needing it a little extra this morning, K-State fans, if you were up late studying up on the Jerome Tang firing, who some of the next options might be. We'll get into all of that in the next hour. But we got to take you back through this process that happened. A couple of viewer comments. Rick says that KU tried to fire David Beatty and lost. K-State has no chance if he fights. He should make him pay legal fees, and then says good luck getting a coach if they fight this. I mean, KU got Lance Leipold after fighting with David Beatty. So I don't think the next coach is going to care that this is for cause. I really don't. This got weird. And I think
hey! They did not get Lance Leipold after David Beatty. You're erasing history here.
Well, who was after Beatty?
Les Miles.
Oh, that's right, Les Miles. Well, they got Les Miles. That may be even more.
That's a bigger sale.
Yeah. So they got coaches. I think that this is a weird.
There's a point to be made though. Like I don't think it's going to matter because I think that the next coach is just going to get a fresh start, and I don't think that coaches are going to, care because it's a situation that doesn't deal with them. So I think that the next coach will be fine coming in. It's just basically like, if you're going to do this, are you fine with the, national PR hit that you're going to take? And it's going to happen, and it'll probably get washed away. But they're going to take a PR hit for this probably.
You think there are people that don't side with K-State on this generally nationally? I'm not talking about K-State, but I'm talking about from the national perspective. I think most people from the national perspective probably are siding with K-State. Everybody's been saying they have to fire him. They have to fire him.
Well, they think that they have to fire him, but they do not agree that it was fired for cause. National people.
That's whatever. Again, we're this is just
that's not whatever. That's the biggest part of the story.
It's the biggest part of the story, but I don't think we're going to get to the point where we're following court cases on this one. I don't think
there will be a settlement, but it's just kind of like the whole kind of national media that I've seen thus far is kind of just like, you guys wrote that contract and you're finding a back alley to try to get out of the contract now. That feels a little slimy. But
you just saw what Wilbon said, right? You're going to get a lot of people that haven't followed this that closely having rock solid opinions now on how things have been going for K-State.
I don't know.
Basketball. I don't think it's for cause either, by the way. Just so we're clear. I think that I
think that I don't think it's going to get to court, but and again, we're all just speculating here, but Jerome Tang's kind of got a case if this is going to have some legs. That's what I'm saying. It's risky of K-State to do, but I agree with you in the fact that
the next coach cares that if this goes to court.
I'm saying that, if you thought that it might have been, embarrassing or a stain on the university, the comments that were made, you're about to have some dirt thrown on you if that's the stance that you want to take. I wouldn't be shocked at all if on Pardon the Interruption today, for example, case in point, that they're they fired it and whatever. I guess there's a little bit of irony there since they're the one that said it, but a different show, whatever. If they're look at this, they're firing him for cause to try to get out of a contract that they wrote. There's something to be said about that.
It's a horrible contract. Horrible. I mean, that's a part of this story.
And maybe it's just Gene Taylor saying whatever, they're gonna hate me anyways. I'll just ride this. I don't think
he can. Look, Gene Taylor doesn't care. Gene Taylor just wants to move on to the next coach and avoid paying $18 million or any part of. I mean, if K-State settles at $15 million, it's a win. You know what I mean? That's where that's my at the end of the day. That's
to your point at the start of the show.
Landed.
Yeah. To your point at the start of the show, I think that talking to some people, other reporters, it's they wouldn't do this if they weren't prepared to lose the case. They're fine with paying the $18 million. They don't want to, but they're not going to be oh crap, where are we going to go get that money? They probably have the money, but it's just we don't want to give you 18 of this.
The issue at hand on it is, have you offended Tang so greatly that he's no, I'll take all 18 million.
Please. That's the part. That's the thing is that people are talking about this is that Jerome Tang and K-State really toted it out there for the last three years that how good of a guy he is and the crazy faith and all the stuff like that, and then just to change it after. By their words, they had a press conference and they didn't like it, what he said about the university. And there's more to that, obviously. And if there's a case in this, it's going to be way more than just that one situation that they'll bring up. But it's a quick way to turn your head the other way. And Tang's got an argument to make.
Well, and they've got things that have been happening that none of us have seen either. They've talked to players. They've talked to assistant coaches. There's all kinds of stuff that can come up in a legal case. Tang says afterwards, I'm deeply disappointed with the university's decision and strongly disagree with the characterization of my termination. That's the key part of that. He said some other things, but strongly disagree with the characterization is where we're going to have, it's where we're going to have a disagreement potentially in court. Again, I think Tang, Tang more on Tang's side of this ultimately, but if he's offended, he may take you all the way, and you're prepared for that. I can assure you that a room full of people that do this for a living are ready for the scenarios that we're laying out there.
That's what I'm saying.
And also their attorneys are.
There's a reason that if this was a Wednesday night, they were so upset. There's a reason that the news wasn't broken until Sunday. This was a sit around and been okay, what can we do? Just tell me what's possible.
Well, and you can also at that point start talking to players. You can start talking to people. You can start collecting enough, negative press and everything else to say, okay, do we have something here? And at the same time, yes, all right, we've got to come up with $18 million potentially. Well, how do we make that work? There's a lot. It's not an easy decision. It's a major bummer. It sucks that it got to this point. And I really don't think a week or two ago this was the outcome. I don't think K-State intended for it to be the outcome.
Let me go ahead. Yeah. Let me go ahead and say this too, since we said the same thing about the Kleiman situation. Like, there's some K-Staters out there, and this isn't exclusive to KU people, K-State people. KU people would do the same thing, I'm sure. But like, there's some people out there that when the Kleiman stuff happened, they're like, "Let's go. Kleiman's gone. We're about to," and it's just like, listen, guys, like, you had the Naismith Coach of the Year on your side. Like, I'm not saying that it could have gotten better because it was bad, but like, at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't be happy that you fired a coach. And that's the overall sentiment of every school across the country. If you are firing a coach, that means that your program is so deep in a basement somewhere, like, you don't deserve to be happy about K-State basketball right now, honestly.
At the end of the day, do you think K-State should have fired Jerome Tang? Caused, not caused? Has it gotten to the point where...
I don't know. My stance on it was not... I would have never done it for cause based on the reasons that they've given. But, like, I don't think that they could have afforded to just whip out the $18 million. But in the same breath, I think that this last week, to kind of Gene Taylor's point, is that it's gotten so national that you can't just turn the other cheek and just look away. Like, it's kind of forcing a hand one way or another to actively say, come back for a year or go away. And, like, I don't know. I mean, based on the things that were said, like, there was no optimism going into next year after this last week.
For 2.5 years now, we've wondered how good a head coach Tang could be, right? Are they running any offense? But we've asked questions. We've had these questions. So at the end of the day, like, as much as I also didn't think they'd go down this road, that was before last week. I mean, the firing is justified. The contract is just so bad. And that is the end of the day when you look back at all. And again,
to put it into context here,
disclosure on that, we all thought they had to extend him at the time they did it.
I agree.
It was like the fact that they got it done and he didn't get it taken away at the time, we all said was just such a wonderful job by Casey. I don't want to be revisionist on
I know.
Now, I wasn't looking at the buyouts and all that. Like, again, don't let me take that road anymore of coaches holding these universities hostage.
Again, like, listen,
sign the contract. If you want to leave and go somewhere else, see you later.
If you're K-State and with the things that this basketball program has had, you watched Frank Martin walk away and go take a job somewhere else. You watched Bob Huggins walk away. Am I mistaken in that? He walked away, didn't he? And went to West Virginia. Yeah. So, like, it happened twice to two coaches that ended up being, like, long tenured coaches somewhere else, good coaches basically. And then you had Jerome Tang, who won the Coach of the Year, and you're sitting there like, oh God, here they come. Here comes the SEC. And sure enough, they were there. And to get K-State to keep a Coach of the Year is like, that's a big deal. Like, we were maybe a game away from making March Madness in back-to-back years. That's a big deal. And then it just got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse.
Yeah. It is hard to imagine it got to this point, but it did. I mean, it did get to this point, whether it's for cause or not. Like, it got to a point where I don't know that there was any. The future was not promising for this, and it's not for a lack of resources. K-State has poured a ton of resources into basketball between this contract for Jerome Tang and between bringing in some of the players that they've brought. Max has some audio from Gene Taylor last night, so this is after. News broke from national outlets basically about 6:15, and then kind of things just kind of trickled out one by one. They officially announced it at about 7:45. Basically, the official statement came out from K-State, and the press conference at 8:30 with Gene Taylor. This is what this is.
Are you able to specify what the reasons are when you say he's fired for cause?
I don't want to get into it. There's language in his contract that addresses, certain things that could potentially bring embarrassment. Basically his comments about the student athletes and the negative reaction to those comments from a lot of sources, both nationally and locally, is where where I thought we needed to make the decision.
And it wasn't that long ago that you extended his contract 2 times. Where did things start to go wrong in your mind?
Well, every year I kind of do evaluation of the year, and just the last couple of years we just haven't been doing what we kind of expected to do after the Elite Eight. And so I kind of go through that in my brain, and thought this year we started out really well, and it's just last couple of years haven't gone where I thought we should have been going.
Well, I would say the last couple of years haven't gone where they think they should have been going. Like, poor Gene Taylor just can't get to retirement, can he?
Yeah, I know.
It's
gonna be. I mean, like, we could spend full 2-hour shows on this situation of the for cause, not for cause argument, and like, if Jerome, to your point, if Jerome Tang wants it to, it can get ugly. Like, and that's, you have to figure it out. And I think that, like, if you wanted to,
he's got $18 million.
I know, and that's the thing. It's like, honestly, and I'm probably a little crazy in this thinking, and a little, purple glass half full. But, like, in my mind, if it was going to happen like this, like, I would have thought that it would have been Jerome Tang being like, guys, I don't even want to do this anymore. Like, this isn't even fun. Like, just give me 14 and I'll go away. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. But again, it's $4 million. Who am I to say anything about that?
No,
but,
I mean, look, I'm with you. He may get to that point anyway, but I don't, like, he's not going to give up on the season. I don't think he's trying to figure it out.
More so is like, I don't want to do this next year.
The issue at hand is he wasn't figuring it out. Like, things weren't getting better. They seemed to be getting worse. It was kind of getting weird. And at the end of the day, it's now 1 year of really good and 3 years of getting progressively worse. And it's been different players, so it's not like it's the same group. KU were kind of stuck with the roster. For instance, the last couple of years when they had 2 of their worst seasons under Bill Self was kind of the same players. They couldn't really this was new players every time, all 3 of those years. It was high-level transfer portal guys. It was not, for whatever reason, not getting the right guys, but again, not for lack of resources, just a lack of success. Like, guys get fired for this level of success all the time. He was just in such a difficult contract to navigate. An $18 million buyout? Basically, like, if we fire you, you get every penny? Maybe that's common. Maybe that's normal, and maybe it should be. But at that point, it's just, okay, well, then he didn't need a 6-year extension or whatever it was.
$18 million buyout?
Well, the buyouts, I'm sure, oftentimes are for the remainder of a contract. Like, I don't think that's unprecedented, is what I'm saying.
Did you know this stat? Is that if they fired him without cause and paid him $18.7 million, it would have been the largest buyout in college basketball history?
Well, that's what I mean. But what I need to know is, are other coaches' remainders of their contracts a part of the buyout, or is it just because it was such a long contract? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got the per year raise, and then it was for a long period of time. So, is it standard for some of these buyouts to just exist over the rest of a contract? Like, if we fire you, we owe you the rest of this contract? Because that doesn't seem unlikely. Right? You got a contract. Why else would you agree to it, to being bought out? But again, it's too long of a contract. That's too much money, too big. I also don't think on the heels of an extension like that, people anticipate a firing to come that quickly, which probably makes it hard. Like, the high here is so sudden and jarring.
That's the thing, is that in this contract, like, in 2029, it's reasonable. I mean, it was like single-digit millions, which, by the way, reasonable. But, like, single-digit millions by the time you added another 4. And so, like, and then when you write a contract up, it's like, well, I'm not going to fire you in 2026. Like, sure. Like, I don't care. Whatever. Like, and how often does that happen, that you extend and then fire immediately? In college football, it kind of happens.
In football, it's common. Right, and the numbers get a little bigger, but it's not common in basketball. It's not, and it's strange, and this is all weird and unusual. And now we're likely headed to court. And again, how much will K-State end up paying here becomes the question. It won't be zero. It's not going to be nothing. I'd be stunned if they were to win this case. Maybe they're ready to fight. Maybe they, and again, to be fair, maybe they have information that wasn't just, post-game news conferences that aid their case that we don't even know about. That's possible, but we'll see. We'll discuss what's next for the program in the next hour. What do you do from here? Where do you go from here? Do you have the resources to basically have the next coach not care about any of the things that have just happened? Like, all of those questions now sit at the same time. They have to figure out a less exciting for fans buyout court situation. They got to find a new coach. And they've got a pretty interesting interim coach taking over.
The list that I've seen, and that's the interesting part. We didn't play this part of the Gene Taylor audio, is that basically he said he's going to prioritize a coach with head coaching experience, which to my point that I made, earlier, is that if they were going to pay out $18 million, like, who can they go get? Like, and there's a chest of money. I know there is, but like, that's a big number on the books to deal with. Like, if they're going to go try to get Brad Underwood, which they have to try, but like, that's going to put them in a hole. Like, if they pay $18 million and then went and they'd have to pay $18 million to end Tang's contract, pay $15 million to end Underwood's contract, and then give Underwood it'll be interesting how much they pay and what that means for the next decision.
It ain't my money. You know what I mean? Like, that's
it's somebody's.
From a fan's perspective, that's what you're thinking right now. It ain't my money. Like, go get it done. This is a crazy, weird spot.
It really just, and we'll talk about the coaching carousel. This is the first one. So they've got all the momentum of anybody, like, everybody's mocked to them because they're the only one.
Well, and it's a big-time job. I mean, K-State's a big-time job with a lot of history. We'll come back, though. We're going to switch gears. We'll go back to this in the second hour. It was a big basketball weekend. A very interesting weekend for both KU and Wichita State. Speaking of the Shockers, Paul Mills will stop by on the heels of a massive win against Tulsa at home on Saturday night. That's next on Sports Daily.
This is Sports Radio KFH.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Buying pants shouldn't take this much effort. Too many options, inconsistent sizing, and styles that don't work across your day. You want something comfortable, sharp, and reliable without guessing, returning, or buying 5 different pairs. That's why there's Jack Archer.
Ah, yes. JackArcher.com simplifies everything with the Jet Setter Tech Pant. One versatile pair designed to take you from work to weekend without missing a beat. Easy to wear, easy to style, and easy to shop for. The Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built for all-day comfort. They stretch, breathe, and hold their shape, giving you a consistent fit and polished look every time. Backed by thousands of 5-star reviews, they're the dependable pants you'll reach for daily.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
This is attorney Omid Azari from Azari Law. If you've been injured in an accident and feel like no one is fighting for you, it's time to fight back. Call Azari Law at 888-828-HURT. Just with one call, you can put a proven legal team on your side. Azari Law has been serving the DMV for over 15 years, proudly fighting for our local community. I was born and raised right here in the DMV, and my team is made up of experienced, reputable local attorneys dedicated to fighting for injury victims just like you. Follow us on all social platforms at azari.law. That's AZARI.LAW. Don't wait, don't settle. Fight back with Azari Law. With offices in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, my team and I are ready to stand up for you. Call 888-828-HURT. That's 888-828-HURT. And let us fight back for you.
Get more out of every mile when you share the ride to work. With carpooling, you'll have time to relax, save money, and pick up new friends. Commuter Connections can help you find carpool partners who live and work near you, even if you're commuting just a few days a week. It's a free service. Carpooling. Every dollar saved, every friend made. Register for free carpool partner ride matching at commuterconnections.org or call 800-745-RIDE. That's commuterconnections.org.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.